and maybe if Rock Slide connects, it is gonna be the end. And now Tyranitar back to full HP, Flamethrower. Well, it's on a rock type who resists the damn move, so not gonna do too much, and I'm gonna kill it with rocks. No! No, you did not just do that! Fucking hacks! If Pixels could talk, that sprite would so be saying that's for all the bad things you said about me in the past. But it doesn't matter because even with halved attack, it was enough for the kill.
I could watch this footage all day. See? This is what your precious Charizard is worth. Okay, I'm about to show you the magic moment where Larvitar evolves. It's not anything major. However, I still decided to show it to you anyway because after all, it is a team member that I'm going to be using throughout the rest of the game. So the least I could do is to show you the moment where it evolves for the first time at level 30. And with that, we're probably going to be close to the point where Pupitar is going to be able to fight for itself, which will mean that the pace for leveling up will improve in a significant manner. So I'll see you once this grinding session is done. Oh my god! Oh my god! The lady just told me I had the Pokerus! Now I couldn't record it because I turboed through the entire thing and only caught it at the end, but oh my god! You know what? Let's see who is the hero who caught the Pokerus. It's not Pupitar. Okay, it's not Lapras either. It's not Gengar. It's not Raikou. It's Lugia! Wait, it's Lugia?! Oh my god! Wait a second. Is it? No, it's really Lugia! Oh my god! Oh my god, this totally makes up for what happened last time! Wow, way to go, Lugia! This is 8 times more rare than a shiny! And by the way, this is what my Pupitar is looking like right now, just so that you're updated on how things are going. But oh my god, I got the Pokerus on my own! Okay, got a phone call from Professor Elm. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is about the Pokerus. I guess so. Apparently there's something called the Pokerus that infects Pokemon. It's like a virus, so it's called Pokerus. Yes, I know that. It infects other Pokemon, so I can spray it to whoever I want. But that's all. It doesn't seem to do anything. Well, 1, bullshit! And 2, if it doesn't do anything, then why do you call me to tell me that it does nothing? Alright, grinding session is over, so I'm going to be showing you what Pupitar looks like right now. Still has the Pokerus, obviously. And speaking of which, I'm just going to show you a little something else, because yes, I thought of keeping something in my PC to preserve the form of Pokerus that can actually be spread around. I decided to give it to Entei. So now Entei is the sacred guardian of the Pokerus. Yeah, just in case I want to come back and infect something else, which will be the case, because I'm going to be getting Who later on, and I'm going to want to infect it with the Pokerus as well. So now that is done, yeah, Pupitar is level 49 right now, so I'm going to head to the SS Aqua to go to Kanto. But before that, we just got one thing to settle real quick, and it's Professor Oak here who's going to give us the National Pokédex. So what that means is that from now on, we are going to be encountering several Generation 3 and 4 Pokemon, either in the wild or from trainers. Yeah, they added Generation 3 and 4 Pokemon to several trainers throughout the remainder of the game. So, anyway, okay, what's going on now? Did he forget something? Okay, no, he just wants to go back to Goldenrod. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer, old man. So now, as I said, we're going to head into the SS Aqua. It's sort of the same as in Gold, Silver, Crystal. There are 3 different lineups of trainers that you can fight there. Of course, you need the ticket from Professor Elm to be able to get there. There's the set of trainers that you can fight the first time you take the SS Aqua, and then after that, on certain days, the SS Aqua will go from Olivine to Vermilion, and from Vermilion to Olivine, and that's where the other 2 sets of trainers are. Now, this first trip is a little different from the rest because, as you can see, there's a crazy old man who just ran into me. He's got a problem, is that his granddaughter disappeared. So, yeah, of course, she's aboard the SS Aqua, so it's up to us to find her, I guess. So the crazy old man went back into his cabin because, no, he's just too lazy to look for his granddaughter, even though he seemed really preoccupied. No, apparently he really doesn't give that much of a shit, so yeah, crazy old man just dumped that task upon us for no adequate reason. Yeah. First random stranger you find, tell him your troubles, and then go to your cabin and forget about them entirely. Everything's under control. And speaking of Hoenn and Sinnoh Pokemon, here's our first one in this LP, a Bronzer. Such a shame that I can't kill it with Earthquake, otherwise I'd be gladly doing so. Actually, it could have heat-proof, there's no real way to be sure, but right now I could try and use Earthquake, but I don't really want to experiment with that idea right now. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing in terms of team raising for the next couple videos is that I'm going to be training mostly Pupitar to get it to 55 as quickly as possible so that I can evolve it into Tyranitar. Even though it means it's going to be ahead in terms of levels compared to the rest of my team, I still think that's the best of course of action, not just because I did the exact same thing in my Crystal LP, but because a Pupitar not fully evolved can be rendered helpless rather easily. So my first priority is going to be evolving that thing, and after that I'll get my team to catch up. Oh, got a phone call from Baoba, and I'm gonna go on a limb and say that this is about the items that you can add to the Safari Zone to get new Pokemon to appear there. Yeah, it's called Object Arrangement. It's rather complicated. We're gonna go talk to Baoba whenever we have the time, but I don't think I could do a very good job of explaining that mechanic, so I'm gonna be sending you to Cerebi if you want to know more about it. So yeah, as I was saying just now, I'm going to be focusing on Pupitar, though it's not going to be dramatic if it doesn't evolve before the next gym, because the next gym is the Vermilion Gym, with Lieutenant Surge, and as you can expect from an electric gym, there are lots of electric types in there, and the thing is that Pupitar is immune to electric attacks, whereas Tyranitar isn't. Ow, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Yeah, I figured as much. Pupitar doesn't have such great special defense. Tyranitar is a lot better in that aspect, especially since it's powered by a sandstorm. But what was I saying already? Oh yeah, I was talking about how it wasn't that much of an emergency if it didn't evolve right now, because I think I actually fought Surge with a Pupitar in my Crystal LP, and now I'm putting Gengar in second because, as you can see, one of the rare double battles in the game, and now that I have an Earthquake user, I can pair it up with a Levitator in order to do as much damage as possible. By the way, fun fact about this place is that in Gold Silver Crystal, whenever you entered the SS Aqua, you could fight all the trainers that were in there, meaning that you could potentially fight them an infinite number of times. You know, every time you board the SS Aqua, you can fight them once. But they actually took that away in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, meaning that even if you can talk to the trainers on subsequent trips, once you've defeated them once, you can't fight them anymore. So these used to actually be among the only rematchable trainers in Gold Silver Crystal, but now there's the, well, not counting the Pokegear where you were more or less at the mercy of whenever someone felt kind enough to call you for a rematch. But otherwise, yeah, rematches were rather rare, and this place was a good source of them, but they took that away in Heart Gold Soul Silver. I don't really know why. Maybe they thought that with the rematches that you could do using the Pokegear, the whole system being vastly improved. Maybe they thought, we're going to take away rematches on the SS Aqua. Nonetheless, I am going to show you all 3 sets of trainers, just like I did in Gold, Silver, Crystal. In my Crystal LP, rather. But in that LP, I think I fought, I rematched the SS Aqua trainers quite often to get levels that were high enough for Red, but now that is not an option, so even if I wanted to bore you with me fighting the same trainers over and over and over again, that's not an option anymore. Anyway, here's this crazy old man who's still doing absolutely nothing to find his granddaughter. She may be... That worries me? Worries you my ass! You're still staying here and doing nothing unless, well... we know from past experience that she's pestering the captain in his room, so maybe the whole point is to send someone else. Oh, and by the way, this guy's going to be important a bit later on. But yeah, it's maybe he's just sending me to find her just so that he can say, I have nothing to do with that little girl. But, Nintendo logic and all that, so let's move on. One thing you may have noticed in this video is that the trainers' Pokemon's levels are much higher than they were in Gold, Silver, Crystal, and that is going to be the case for pretty much every trainer from now on. Because the thing is that in Gold, Silver, Crystal, you fought trainers in Kanto, and they were usually in the 30s, maybe even low 20s sometimes, and there was no challenge in that whatsoever, because, as you can see right now, my team's around 48, 49, and that was about the same thing as in Gold, Silver, Crystal. But now, most of them are bordering on level 40. We're going to be seeing a lot more trainers with Pokemon that are actually in the 40s, and the gym leaders of Kanto actually have higher levels than the Elite Four itself, even Lance. I just took a look at the Lieutenant Surge's levels just to be sure, and his ace is level 53. Of course, we're not exactly talking about a specially bulky Dragonite that takes ice beams like nobody's business, but still. It's just to say that don't expect many easy throwaway fights from now on. It's not quite as bad as in Black and White, where absolutely everything was at least 10 levels higher than Getsis. But, okay, now that last cabin that I haven't visited yet is my own cabin, so I'm going to heal my Pokemon for a little bit, especially since Pupitar got a little bit of a thrashing from that Delibird's avalanche. So, now that that's done, we're going to be taking care of that sailor who's asleep in the next room. It's more or less the same as in the originals. You go down to the basement. I don't know if we can really call that a basement since we're on a boat and not in a house, but whatever. You gotta talk to this guy. Could I get you to look for my buddy? He's taking it easy somewhere. Well, we saw a sailor like that just a few minutes ago. So what you want to do, you want to head back up and wake the guy up. And as I remember, he's not going to be taking very kindly to the fact that you're implying that he's actually asleep and he's going to challenge you to a battle. Now, I don't think we have the time for another trainer battle, so I'm just going to take the verbal thrashing, and then I'll be on my way. So next time on Pokemon Soul Silver, I'm going to continue the SS Aqua.